Hello and welcome. My name is Merely Adequate, and Bebop and I are so glad that you could join us today. And we had so much fun in that last episode. We built a huge factory, we met lots of new people who are going to be villagers and workers in the mill, and one of them even tried to bribe us, and Bebop tried to take the bribe. Oh man, I don't know. But what we do know is there's quite a bit of work still to do in the village to try to wrap things up and get them on their way. So I've been going back and forth to my house to get some more supplies. So let me finish doing that, and then we can talk a little bit more about what the plans are to finish up the village. Okay? See you in a bit. Okay, so we've done lots of work here in the town already. But there's still about three main builds that we need to add to the town. I really appreciate all the suggestions that you guys gave, and you'll see later in the episode what we end up doing. But we still have the entertainment or, the attraction item or the draw that would actually bring visitors and maybe tourists to our town that we need to add. I think I'm going to do that maybe next episode, I think. But we still have a few more things to add on around our town to kind of just wrap it up. And one of the important ones is right here in the middle. So I had mentioned doing a farmer's market, but you know what? A lot of the villagers have already made shops in different places around the town. You see here, we've got a farmer selling his goods already. And so I don't know if I'm going to do that. So I was thinking maybe we should do a center kind of courtyard or park or something kind of in this area that'll just, allow people to kind of walk around and enjoy the space here. So let's see. What's some ideas that we could do? Maybe, what do you think, Bebop? What do you think we should start with? Okay, that's a good idea. How about a water fountain? I think a water fountain right there would be good. And perfect. Exactly what I wanted. A little fountain, a little like a wishing well type fountain. H for the town of Hayfield. Now let's see, what's next? I think we could use some paths. And there are some paths. Okay, maybe now I'm thinking some park benches and lighting. Let's try that. And now we have lights and benches. This is starting to look pretty good. All right, what's next? I think maybe, how about some trees and flowers? And there we have it. A nice little courtyard, center of town, little garden. People can hang out and have fun. I think it turned out pretty good. I have some ideas to make it seasonal later. I don't want to ruin it. But yeah, I think it turned out really good. Okay, it's time to move on to another project. I'm probably just going to go ahead and build this one and show you after it's done. Because I know there's lots of building we got to do in this episode, so I don't want to do time lapses for everything. So, okay, let me get to it, and I'll show you what it is here in just a minute. All right, let's go. Hello, and how are you? I would like to take just a moment to step out of this pretend world that we're in for a moment and talk with you for a second. Is that okay? Well, something happened not long after I built this city park. I noticed as I was building, my computer and my world was getting slower and slower. Yeah, I didn't know what was going on, but apparently my world was getting corrupted somehow. And I almost lost everything. Oh my God. I was freaking out. Oh, but I calmed down. I remembered I had quite a few backups made, and I was able to copy together some of the backups and the pieces and pretty much put everything back together. If you're really observant, you may notice one or two things out of place because I had to mash together some of my old saves. But this is going to be a little bit of a different adequate advice. I'm not going to do the whole funny little song and everything. I want to tell you this in honesty. If you do anything, and I mean anything, on a computer, save. Save and back up constantly. Oh man, I can't give you better advice than that. It definitely saved me. Okay, well, that craziness is out of the way. I thought I'd show you what I was working on before everything started going crazy. I want to thank you all for your comments and suggestions on some entertainment that we could add to the town. I love them, and I definitely will start doing that. I didn't see really any suggestions about some builds I can add, but you know what? That's okay. I already have some ideas, and I think I'm going to start working on them here in a minute. But let me show you what I was working on just before my world started corrupting. So I was updating some more of the builds, nothing super fancy, just trying to change the block palette to kind of make it a little bit more fresh than a standard village. But speaking of standard village, I did add some more houses so that when the villagers start coming, they have places to live. I have this part reserved for a build I'm going to make. I think this will be where the library goes. I have kind of a bit of a modern style build, I think, designed to go here, which we'll probably time-lapse here in a moment. But this is the build that I was doing just recently. This is the town hall. It's the town meeting hall. I like it. There's not really any basalt other than some smooth around here. So I use that because it still keeps the gray and the wood combination that I have around the village, but it makes it stand out different than the rest. I think it turned out really good. It's just big and spacious. It's just supposed to be a town hall where we can have some meetings. And so I have seating for everyone, and I have lighting for at nighttime, and I think it turned out really good. It's just supposed to be a big open hall, so there's not a lot of decoration I could do in it. But yes, I think we're going to have a meeting here shortly to talk about what the town wants to do and how things are going and what the progress is like. Okay, so I think that library is the next thing I want to work on. So let's start a little time lapse on that and get that built. Okay, all right, let's go. Okay, this is our library finally done. The outside of it is based on a design from an architect called Frank Lloyd Wright. If you don't know anything about him, you should Google him because he makes really made. I don't think he's alive anymore, but he made amazing buildings that actually work really good for interesting Minecraft builds. So yeah, check him out. Go to Google and check out Frank Lloyd Wright. I think you'll love it. But here is the insides. Oh man, I love it in here. I think it just looks so good, so much like a library, like the kind of place that you would go in town with the pictures on the wall. There's a place there for a librarian. Well, I'm sure that we'll hire one soon. I love the bookshelves and the way they turned out. I just love it. And I really love this little outdoor area, this little patio where people can come out and relax and maybe read their books. But this turned out really good. You know, I love this build so much, I couldn't stop. I had to keep going. And bam! There it is. There's the bank. I didn't show myself building this one because I went through quite a few versions. I tried to make something a little bit more contemporary or unique, and I didn't like any of them. I just realized, you know, a bank should look like a bank. And that's what I did. I made a very bank-looking bank. I hope you think so too. It turned out really good. I love these tile deep slate walls that kind of just insets it in a little bit. I love how that turned out. And of course the pillars are, you know, you have to have pillars for a bank like this. I think that turned out really good. And on the inside, I did a little bit of fun, I think. Here is the vault. Yeah, vault behind, you know, it's open during the day, but of course the vault is locked inside some of the money from the village. And here's all the different lines you can stand in to talk to the tellers. Hopefully we'll be hiring some bank tellers here as well. But I love how this turned out. I think the dark oak trapdoors make things look really fancy. And I love the carpeting, and I just love how it turned out. It's pretty simple, but, you know, it's a bank. It's very straightforward. It has a purpose, and I love it. So there that is. 2 buildings for the price of 1. I know, I just kept going. Okay, so this episode has been very build heavy, and it may be a little shorter than some of the other ones, but that's not because I spent less time. I spent a ton of time on this episode trying to get things put together and looking just right, and I can finally say something. This is the reason why I spent so much time building this episode and not doing other things. I'm done with the village. Now, hold on. I don't mean I'm done. There is no such thing as actually finishing a project like this. This village, you could grow it, and you can add so many things, and you can turn it with skyscrapers and city streets and blocks and shops and apartment buildings and just so many amazing things that you could add to it. But I think I have done my part. I think I have helped this village get back on its feet. We have brought infrastructure. We have, the water and electricity, and we have buildings, the necessary things, and shops have grown up. We've brought industry. That's actually where almost all the villagers are right now. They're out working out at the iron mill. So we've brought industry to the village, and we still have entertainment, and don't worry, that's coming in the next episode. We will definitely be doing that. But I feel like the village is about as close to being done as we can do for them. And I think it turned out great. Should we do a little fly around? Let's take a look at it. So over there is our hayfield, the Wheatfields that the town is named after. I think they turned out really great. We've got lots of regular houses just for people to live in, cheap, inexpensive housing for new villagers. I'm sure once this town grows, they'll be making new, bigger, and better houses for them to live in. We've got some shops going here. I believe, yep, that's some food being sold, and a blacksmith, and lots of other little, this is the pharmacy here. Lots of little shops going in. We've got our town hall that turned out epic. We haven't had our meeting there yet, but we'll be doing that soon, and that turned out really good. I love the basalt. It's just a little bit different from what else is in the town to make it stand out, but yet it still blends in. I like it a lot. Of course, the new library we just talked about, and the bank. Oh, you can see Daxico there in the distance. See, it's not too far away for the villagers to get to. It's not too bad. But yeah, and then the park in the middle of the town that just really kind of pulls the whole village together. I just love it. It turned out better than I could have hoped, and I think it looks really good. And I hope you like it too. Because, this is a kind of thing that you work out a little bit by little bit and try to figure out what the best things to do. Oh, there's electricity coming on. I guess night is coming. And you really hope it pulls together nicely, and I think it has. So as the sun goes down, I think that's going to be it for us today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Sorry, there's not a lot of story in this one, and I really love doing story parts to my episodes. But, I just really needed to do this building, and I think it turned out great. Bebop helped out a lot, and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you like it. Maybe it gave you some inspiration, and maybe it encouraged you to maybe go out and work on your own village and see what you can do with that. I'd love to see it if you want to send me some links to some posts that you've made, or I'd love to hear your comments, and if you really loved it, leave us a like, and maybe if you are really enjoying this series, you can subscribe. Okay? Thanks so much, and we'll see you in the next episode, okay? All right, bye-bye.